Hello, Ken. This is my Michigan State Spartan versus Indiana Hoosier pregame video. Before I get into it, remember to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell down below. I greatly appreciate it. Where to start with this one? Indiana's in a bad place. I think we should start there. Indiana is not the team they were last year. They're dealing with injuries. Things haven't gone their way so far this year. And unfortunately for the Hoosiers, I don't see them getting things figured out anytime soon. Things are kind of a mess right now. And take into account the fact that Michael Penix Jr. is week to week. Things are rough right now. To say the least, things are really rough right now. So let's get right to the predictions, keeping that all in mind. Michigan State playing as well as they are right now. I'm going to take Michigan State by 24 in this one. And I think that Kenneth Walker is going to run for over 200 yards again and have at least 2 touchdowns. Those are my predictions for the game. I don't think this one's going to be very close. I expect an outcome similar to Rutgers. But I expect that the Kenneth Walker in the run game, is going to get off to a little bit of a faster start. But end up with similar results, over 200 yards. But I think he gets multiple touchdowns. I think he's going to rip off some long runs against this Hoosier defense. And quite frankly, Indiana doesn't have the horses, in my opinion, to keep up with Michigan State. I don't expect this to be much of a game at all. That's why I'm taking Michigan State by 24. They're a bit of a mess right now, and I don't see that turning around anytime soon. Maybe by the end of the season, but they're off to a rough start. They lost their quarterback, and Jack Tuttle just, he didn't play terrible when he came in spot duty, but I have a hard time believing he's going to do a whole lot against this Michigan State defense. So, yeah, things are rough right now for Indiana, and I just don't see him getting any better anytime soon, much like the situation Northwestern is in. The position groups, I don't think I need to touch on the position groups too much, really. I don't think there's a whole lot to add that I haven't already said. If Peyton Thorne continues to play the way he is, Walker, Reed, Naylor, if all those guys continue to play the way they are, things will go really well for this offense. The only thing I would point to, again, is the offensive line misses some blocking assignments every now and then. So far, it hasn't been that big of a deal. And I don't expect that's going to hurt them very much against Indiana, to be honest. But it's something to keep an eye on moving forward. And we'll continue to – I do think they are getting better. So we'll continue to see – maybe keep an eye on them this week and see if they continue to improve. Hopefully they do. Defensively – See if anybody else steps up. I think Lowry played really nice at corner last week. I think Kimbrough's playing really well at corner and really starting to tighten up the coverages and play a little bit more aggressively. That's a good thing. The linebackers are stepping up a little bit and starting to flash some playmaking ability. You had Groves in the back end playing really well the last couple of games. Xavier Henderson, of course, is the steady hand. So I'm not really going to go through each position group. I think everybody's playing pretty well. Let's just see them continue to grow, continue to get more comfortable playing together. The more that trust level builds, the more it allows some of those guys to play a little bit more aggressively. You're seeing that from the corners. They're not afraid to play a little more aggressively because they believe that the safeties will be there to cover for them if they happen to misjudge a route or, get a tough break and the wide receiver and quarterback connect on an amazing, pitch and catch. So as that level of trust grows, you're going to see more and more good things out of this team. I feel like this team is already in a good place. So I think this video is going to be pretty short. I don't expect this one to be much of a game. I don't want to touch on too much of that. I think the play calling has been really good so far on both sides of the ball. Special teams have been good so far. So, just continue to improve on the little things. And, the sky is the limit here. I think this team can do some really special things this year. I think they're on their way to doing those things. And so, just keep as Mel Tucker would say, keep chopping. You just keep chopping a little bit at a time. Those incremental growths week to week turn into really big growth by the end of the season. And it's towards the end of the season. Yeah, you got the Michigan game coming up in a few weeks, but by the end of the season, you're really getting into the tough part of the schedule where you're going to have to play Penn State, you're going to have to play Ohio State. So those little growths early on right now turn into really game-changing growths by the time you get towards the end of the season, which is when you expect to be competing for titles, Big Ten titles, chance at the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm going to steal from Mel Tucker and just say just keep chopping. Just keep working at it. Keep improving. Keep working on those little things. And I really feel like the sky is the limit. I really do feel like this team can contend. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I believe this team can contend for the Big Ten title. I know Ohio State's getting better every week, but so is this Spartan team. And if anybody's got the firepower, I think, to keep pace with an Ohio State, it's Michigan State right now. They have... This is something, that I was kind of thinking about watching them and their growth the last couple weeks. This offense is a great recruiting tool for Michigan State right now. And I think that's why you're seeing such a highly rated recruiting class. Because if you watch this team, this is a pro offense. They are running pro concepts, and they're running it well. You want an explosive offense? Michigan State's got that. You want to learn a pro-style offense? Michigan State's doing that. You want a solid run game? If you're a running back and you want somewhere where you can make some impact plays, Michigan State's doing that. So I think that's a heck of a recruiting tool right now. And, so far, so good. This is a pro-style offense. They're running pistol. They're running shotgun. They're using screen passes. They're using counters. They're using stretch plays. They're using vertical passes. Big plays with the wideouts. All those NFL concepts are being used right now, and they're being used really well and really effectively. And if you're a quarterback, this is a heck of a place to go to school, right? You come in, you learn how to run a pro-style offense. There will be plenty of opportunities for you to make big plays. What's not to love about that? So, just keep hacking away. Keep doing those minor growths, and you'll be in a good place by the time you reach, Michigan. By the time you reach Penn State, by the time you got to play Ohio State, you'll be in a much better place. And I do see a lot of growth and a lot of guys really starting to come into their own as they get more and more comfortable in this offense and defense. So, yeah, I feel like the play calling's doing a great job putting guys into a spot to be successful, and the players are stepping up and doing what they need to do to win games and be successful. So it's all working right now. It's all good. I don't think Indiana's going to pose much of a threat, especially if Michael Penix can't play. But even if he does decide to play, he's not going to be 100%. So for those reasons, I don't see this one being that close. I think Michigan State's going to get up early and just keep hammering away. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. My predictions, Michigan State's going to win by 24. Kenneth Walker over 200 yards and at least 2 touchdowns, maybe 3. We'll see. I almost said 3, but I'm going to give him 2 for sure and maybe a third one. And I think Indiana's really going to have to keep safeties back, because if they don't, Reed and Naylor are just going to have a field day with their secondary. So I think it's going to open up the run game early and often, and I think Michigan State's just going to be content to hand the football off to a Heisman hopeful Walker and let him do his thing, and his thing is really good. So that's it. That's going to wrap this one. Remember, all love, all the time. Peace.